She's not what you'd expect. She's tough and feisty, but gentle and tender. She makes millions and gives millions to the poor. She cries, she laughs, she teaches, she comforts. This is the Dani Johnson Show.
Hi, welcome to the Dani Johnson Show. Hey, are you a boring, stressed out, stiff of a person? I hate to tell you, but gosh, unfortunately, that would be like my natural, normal tendency. Hermit. Yeah. Homebody. Ugh. Never have any fun. Yeah, I know you totally don't believe it, but I have to tell you that I think that we can get to a place in life where we forget the importance of having fun. Now, I know certain personalities are kind of bent towards fun, meaning they kind of got a song in their head all the time. Like I have a few friends that are like that. There's always a song playing in their mind and their feet are always tapping and they just naturally have the smile on their face. But then there's others, more like myself, who like we have to schedule fun. We have to make an appointment to do something fun. And we can tell that when we start getting more and more boring and we get more and more like, I don't know, a hermit, well then it must be because my calendar hasn't had any fun on it for a while. So anyway, now, you know, right now you're probably thinking, Dani, who cares? Who cares? Why is it important to have fun? Well, last time I checked, the best success book ever written says that laughter, yes, is good medicine for the soul. Well, Dani, that's why I watch comedy movies. There's got to be more to life than a comedy movie that makes you laugh. And really, what is the importance of it? Well, let me just tell you why. You know, there's all kinds of studies that are done about people's stress. Are you one of those that has too much stress? Do you wake up first thing in the morning, your heart is already racing at a beat that it shouldn't be? And then you add some coffee, maybe a double espresso on top of that. You feel like the minute your eyes get open, all of a sudden everything is running through your mind of all of the things that you have to do. You're running, faster. Shove a hamburger down your throat while you're driving and still talking on the phone to somebody else. And then you get back to where you're supposed to be. And it's just this constant pushing, running at a pace that is far too fast. At the end of the day, you nearly collapse. Well, unfortunately, there's too many people in our world that live like that. And I don't want to see you and I stay on that path, but that you and I need to be people that have a life, right? 77% of Americans report they regularly experience physical symptoms caused by stress, according to the American Psychological Association. Doesn't that sound so official and important? That is 8 out of every 10 people experience, because of stress, fatigue. What's fatigue? It's kind of like your body feels like it's 800 pounds and you're carrying this thing around and you get out of breath kind of getting to the kitchen, from your bedroom to the kitchen. Fatigue. Everything in your body just hurts and you react really, really easily. Meaning you get a really short fuse, and the stress from even the sound of traffic outside, like, you know, kind of makes you feel kind of nervous, kind of anxious. And that there's just, you know what, no peace. And fatigue is something that actually hits the physical body. You can cry on a dime, men and women alike. I've seen it in my own husband, where you just break and you feel hopeless. You feel like it's never going to stop and your body is calling for rest. Okay, so headaches, right? 8 out of 10 are reporting that the stress is giving them headaches. Like what? I mean, that nagging pain crawling up your neck, that nagging pain that's thumping, and it doesn't stop. It's like continuous, and you're thinking, you're going about your day, you're trying to work, but this nagging thing that just won't stop. And or if you're like my friend Mary, migraines, those are fun. Feels like somebody has taken a sledgehammer. Actually, it's more like Thor has taken a sledgehammer and he pounded your head with it. Headaches, they hurt. And this is caused by stress. Okay, upset stomachs. Do you have Imodium on your desk at work? Do you know what I mean? Do you have your own personal supply in your bag? Your man purse or your female purse? Your backpack? Your knapsack? I mean, do you have things to help with this upset stomach? You have your own personal supply of Pepto-Bismol? Those two things don't exist in my house, by the way. But are they in your house, right? So do you get an upset stomach, feel nauseous, have to lay on the floor? Feel like you can't breathe because your stomach is upset, or that sucker is gurgling so loud, there's bombs going off beneath your skin, in your belly area. You know what I'm talking about, right? Bombs are going to, it might be happening to you right now. Okay. Muscle tension. Oh man, you just have muscle soreness. You're not very flexible anymore. You're not hungry, either that or you're starving. So it's like binge starve kind of way. And of course, this one I think is the absolute worst. Yeah. A change in your sex drive, meaning you don't have one anymore, right? Yeah, that thing, that motor that was inside of you and that thing that made you feel feisty and desirable and you desired your spouse, like, it's like muted, right? It's just like, meh. It's just that, meh. I don't know any other way to say it other than, no thanks, meh, nah. I'd rather be on Facebook. Gosh, man, and all caused by stress. Is it worth it? What are you stressing out about? What are you working so hard for and towards? Is it really worth it? I mean, seriously, you want to be the 8 out of 10 Americans? Come on, 8 out of every 10. Hello? That has what? A pounding, throbbing headache, a body that feels like it's 800 pounds and out of breath to walk to the bedroom or the bathroom or the kitchen. Your stomach's got bombs going off in it, or you're burping stuff up. You're drinking the pink bottle or drinking the blue bottle, trying to like calm that thing down. Okay, and don't forget the Tums and the acid reflux stuff. So now you got all these medications for the headache. You got the medications for the stomach ache. Okay, the muscle tension. You need a muscle relaxer for that. And then, oh, I'm not hungry anymore. Oh no, what do I do? You know, secretly you're happy you're losing weight. But this one is the worst. A change in your sex drive. All for what? All for what? What are you stressing out about? 844-200-3264. Is it worth it? Come on. 844-200-3264. It is not fun to have stress, and it is time to evaluate your life, my friend, as it is time for me to evaluate mine and really make a decision like, how do I want to live this life? Is this how I want to live? Come on. You know, when you and I were in school, well, I don't know about you, or even me, I don't know. I had kind of a strange upbringing, but I mean, the house I grew up in was constant tension. It was constant turmoil. There was no peace. Like going to school had a little bit of an element of peace, if you could imagine that, right? Because that's how crazy. My parents were doing all these drugs. They were violent with each other. They were violent with us. There's just screaming constantly. I mean, there's just no peace. My sleeping wasn't even peaceful because my father would come into my bedroom and try to touch me in perverted, disgusting, foul ways. So there was just no peace. So that's how I was physically trained, right? That's how my body was trained up. And then one day, when I was raising my own kids, gotta tell you, I realized I was rushing them everywhere. Come on. We gotta go. Come on. Hurry up. And then one day, it's like everything stopped. I went, I am training their bodies and their minds. I'm training their souls to rush everywhere. I am stressing my kids out. Why am I stressing my kids out? It was almost like I was stealing their joy. I was stealing their ability to have a creative mind and have their mind wander. I was stealing their life away from them with what? We gotta go. Come on, hurry up. We're gonna be late. Hurry, come on. Get to. What do you mean you can't find your shoes? Right? What are you talking about? How come you didn't finish your lunch? Come on. And that's how we act in our offices, right? That's how we act around other people. So what is stressing you out? 844-200-3264. What is giving you those headaches? What has changed your sex drive? Is it stress? Well, I want you to describe the stress to me. Do you feel like no matter what you do, you can't seem to escape the stress in your life? Meaning your sleep is interrupted with this stress, the list of things that you have to do. Are you thinking about work, family? Are you thinking about the money that you don't have enough of? Are you, these are the things that are crowding your head? Or is your escape things like social media, you know, secretly spying on other people's lives and trying to, oh, look at Brangelina and their wedding? I think it was at their house. And I'm thinking there was any guests. Anyway, you know what I mean? Like, what is so-and-so wearing? Is this how? Okay, or you're some tech guy and you already are you're already thinking about that next purchase with that new, bigger iPhone that really you don't need. 844-200-3264. Let's work together, you and I today, to decrease the stress that is hurting your body, hurting your head, pounding your head, that's making your muscles sore, making you less flexible. And worst of all, hello? As though the stomach bombs were not enough, you not even having the desire to have sex. Sex is fun. You're like, Dani, you don't understand. No, it ain't. Oh, honey. Sex is brilliant. It's wonderful. It's amazing. This show is not about sex. The show is, if you have more sex, you'll have less stress. That's the truth. Oh, I think that's a Facebook post. Yes, if you have more sex, in parentheses, with your spouse, you'll have less stress. Both of you will have less stress. The kids will be happier if you and your spouse are having more sex, so give it up. So what are you going to do to change the stress in your life? It is not going to go away. It isn't, okay, after the kids are gone, then it'll be more quiet. I promise you. Then the grandkids come. Then the drama comes when your kids are in their 20s. And I mean, there is major drama. I'm finding this out right now. There's all kinds of drama when they get married. There's all kinds of drama when they get their own house. There's like, I didn't teach you like that, what you doing? Do you understand? There's all kinds of that. So the stress is actually a habit. Stress is a bad habit. So what can we do to help each other today? Break off some of that stress and break into some more fun. That's one of my anecdotes I'm working on this year. Yes, and I need to work on it even better. But fun. It's important. So I think it's time to put some fun back into your daily functions, because we get so busy with our functions, we forget to laugh, we forget to have fun, we forget to be silly. Our emails are too direct. Our work life is too focused sometimes for some of us, and we're boring. No more. I'm taking your call. We're going to talk about how to reduce the stress, add more fun, have more sex with your spouse. 844-200-3264. But Dani, you don't have a spouse. Shut up and go find one. 844-200-3264. Again, that's 844-200-3264. Come on. This is your chance. And by the way, once we come back from this short break, I'll be answering your call. It's going to be a race to the phone. You do not need to be a stressed out, boring, stiff-necked person that nobody wants your life. And by the way, if you're a person of faith, they really don't want to meet your God if you are a stressed out, overworked, bloated, with a stomachache, bad headache, and no sex. Ew, you're not very attractive that way. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with more after this. By the way, I've been that person before. Terrible.
Don't go away. The next segment might just change your life. This is The Dani Johnson Show. More resources, more training, more results. The DaniJohnson.com Insider Membership is your ultimate success shortcut. Get exclusive access to reports, videos, audios, ebooks, cheat sheets, and other training for your personal and professional life. This is truly DaniJohnson.com's best kept secret. Become an Insider member today and get on the fast track to success.
Imagine living in a decrepit, unsafe hovel made of waste material on top of old mining tunnels that could explode and sink your home at any moment. Imagine no water to drink, no safe place to raise your children, no food for your starving baby. Imagine that your kids can't learn to read because they have to work to support the family instead of going to school. Could you imagine living in that kind of fear and hopelessness? This is exactly what families are dealing with in the poverty-stricken village of Santa Pancha, Nicaragua. These families can barely meet their basic food, water, and housing needs. We are transforming that village. Be a part of this miracle. I want you to go to the website now and learn how you can help. Go to kingsransom.org and click on Santa Pancha. There you can join with other warriors against poverty and help bring a miraculous transformation to Santa Pancha. That's kingsransom.org, kingsransom.org.
And now, back to more of the Dani Johnson Show.
Dani, I'm so stressed out. I'm losing my hair. You know what? That is another thing that happens with stress. Yes, women are going bald because of stress. That's lame. Do you like that kind of a life? Men, we know, are going bald, and it could be because of stress. But do you know that stress will make you gain weight, which then causes more stress? It causes stress on your heart. It causes stress on your joints. I'm talking about the ones in your knees. Okay, listen, I'm going to be purposefully fun today. Yes, it's more pain on your joints when you're growing in your size. It creates more stress on your physical body, which then now you have these medications. Now you're stressed about what diet to choose, and now you're not comfortable when you're even trying to go to sleep. Do you understand what I'm saying? So what do you do to de-stress? Let's learn from each other, because I need help in this department. I do. Now, I only work 20 hours a week, but those 20 hours a week are intense. I work with some amazing, awesome people. But being a mother and a wife to my husband, I am married to an intense man, focused, driven, got to do it now, okay? There's people in all of our lives that can add stress to it, but we got to have ways where we can de-stress. I have found some things recently, and I'll share what some of those are, but I want to hear from you. So it looks like I've got Diane from Media, Pennsylvania. Diane, welcome to the Dani Johnson Show. How do you de-stress?
Okay, I have learned to de-stress a lot, and I've done extremely well, but I need to graduate, and I definitely want more sex, and I definitely want more fun, so I'm calling in for some help.
Okay, well, let's talk about sex. Did you just turn red?
What?
Did you just turn red? I think she turned red. I can feel it. I can feel the red heat all the way.
Let's talk about sex.
Let's talk about sex. Okay. Well, first of all, sex is something. Now, again, when we were young and stupid and we were having sex when we weren't supposed to be, that was fun, right? Because we were doing something that we thought we weren't supposed to do. And that was wrong. It wasn't smart, but it had this little element of adventure to it, right? Okay, so flirting more with your husband. In fact, grab your cell phone even right now. Grab your cell phone, and I want you, first of all, pick your most favorite attribute. I hope you are understanding what I'm throwing down. Pick your most favorite attribute about his body, okay? You got it in your head? Okay. Now what I want you to do, and I know you're smiling, and I want you to smile when you text me because it actually translates like that. But I want you to text him describing your most favorite attribute. Don't use the word attribute. That's a killer. But I want you to say, I cannot wait to get my hands on and describe. Okay. Here's what happens when we women will flirt with our spouse. It has an effect on us personally, okay? Meaning it makes us feel more feisty. It makes us feel more fun. It makes us feel actually more desirable when we are purposely, almost like a task, pursuing our husband in a beautifully pure, seductive way. And what makes the seduction pure is because you're married. So therefore, that is pure. And so each day, now I'm telling you, if you want to have sex every day, it is okay. Think of these attributes, and I want you to begin to lavish him in the praise of him. And I'm not talking about praise like worship him. I'm saying just, I love, for example, there's something that whenever Hans and I are gone, this is something that I talk about. I love hearing his voice. Oh, wow. And it's literally as though my physical body longs to hear his voice. I love losing myself in his eyes. Okay, so those are wonderful text messages, and then you're going to get a response back from him where he's going to be flirting with you, and this just continues. And I promise you, this is a confidence builder. This is a laughter that's going to come out of you. This is a where can we meet? Again, so that's a little bit of an adventure that's going on there. And again, more sex means you lose weight. It means it's a massive de-stressor. Flirting with your spouse is a de-stressor. It really is. Okay, you slip your shoe off at the dinner table and you let those toes crawl up his pant leg. Okay? And you look at him and you get that look in your eyes. You get that look, you know what I'm talking about with the look in your eyes. Okay? You get that look in your eyes and you begin to flirt. When Sam's not watching, again, it's adventurous. You're getting away with something. When your daughter is not around, when nobody else is around, or just trying to catch him whether people are around, but he's just getting a certain look, okay? So I promise you, that is a massive de-stressor. And then who knows, maybe you can build to morning and night. I don't know. It'd be funny if you turn into one of those. This is Dani Johnson. We're talking about de-stressing, decompressing. There's too much stress in the world. We got to take it off and put on some fun. We'll continue with more right after this.
Good people bring out the good in people. And you're sharing great moments with thousands of good people right now. There's more of the Dani Johnson Show coming up. Stay here.
This is your chance. This is your shot. Get your copy of War on Debt right now. There's one waiting for you that has your family's name on it. And inside that package is freedom. Your family's freedom is on the inside of that package. All you have to do is open it up, press play, and start applying what I teach you in this program. 888-757-8880. You and I are going to help your family become completely debt-free in the next 5 to 7 years. Just imagine how that's going to feel.
We're back. Here's Dani Johnson.
Okay, you're like totally overwhelmed. You're completely stressed out. You're worried. You can't sleep. You decide to veg in front of the TV with your favorite snack. Does this help? Oh, I think it's so funny. Because people do. They say all the time, well, Dani, I know you tell me I should, I probably shouldn't watch so much TV, but it's a de-stressor for me. Really? Sitting? With your favorite snack. And don't forget your favorite drink. It gives you a bellyache. Keeps you up at night, right? And you wake up 3 pounds heavier. Hello? Isn't it weird how we do these things for one reason, yet we have a completely different result that we're getting from it? And like I said, no, it's a de-stressor. Watching movies does that. Okay, so what do you do to decompress? Or what have been some things that you have added to your life that has totally stressed you out? Sometimes we got to reevaluate everything that's going on and go, forget it. Nope, done with that. Nope, done with that. No, I'm over. I don't want to live like this. More importantly, you don't want to set this kind of example for your kids because that part stinks. Do you know what I'm saying? They're learning how to live their life by your example. So you got to fix it. It's not my life. I have to fix my own example, which, by the way, starting at the end of this month, well, actually, it already started last week. I'm on a path of all kinds of fun and decompressing for the next 12 months. I'll tell you why at some point in one of our shows. Okay, so we've got Adeline from line 1. Adeline, welcome to the show.
Hi, Dani. First of all, you distressed me already by just how you were talking to the previous caller, Diane, and the laughing. I was just laughing hysterically, so thank you for that.
Yes. Now, isn't it wild that is a decompressor? That is a thing that makes us, I don't know, it's like it takes the stress out of your shoulders. It helps you breathe deeper. Now, Adeline, did you pick up your cell phone and start flirting with your husband?
I absolutely followed directions. I totally sent him a text message, and I'm waiting to see what his response is going to be. But I do that. I actually do that a good bit. I actually flirt with my husband, have lots of sex with my husband, and
that's a happy man.
Yes, he's awesome. But learning to follow directions is a big part of it. I do, however, have to say that recently I've been very stressed out at my job. It's gotten busier. It's a high sales season. And I found myself getting very frustrated because with cutting the fat in our company, it seems like there's less people to reach out to get technical assistance for different problems that I have for my customers. So the other day I was so stressed out, and I've gained weight over the past number of months that I'm now taking off with accountability coaching
that
I'm leaving. And so I instead of running to food, what I did was I just started to cry. And you know what? I cried, and then as I was crying, I cried out to God.
Yes.
And I said, God, you are the answer to everything.
Amen.
And I can't do this in my own strength.
Amen.
And as I did that, and he honored that and answered me, and within a short period, I found 2 people in my company to help me resolve an issue. and not only that, I sent one of them to the website. I thanked them, and I said, I have a free gift for you. I said, one of my dear friends who I've been working with for 6 years that does amazing things and has helped people get an amazing life. I want to help you and give you this gift to thank you for helping me. Wow. And I sent her to download the book.
Wow.
And I said, and my story's on page 292 in case you're interested.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, now, Adeline, I want to speak to this. It's really, really important because, I don't know, there's kind of like this really kind of silly mindset that either once we get married, then everything's going to be great. That's some people that think that. Some people think, oh, I gave my life to Jesus, so now my life is great, right? No, I found the dream job. Now my life is great. No, we live in a world that is filled with imperfections. And I love what you said. I have followed directions, Dani, all these years of what you told me to do. So yes, I'm having lots of sex with my husband. And yes, I'm flirting with my husband. But I want to give you a new instruction of what to do. Because I got to tell you, this has helped me tremendously. And it's so easy how we can forget to praise him every day. Let that be the first thing that happens in the morning. I find that when I put my focus on my God, especially in the area of praising him, thanking him, Adeline, that actually works better than here's my petitions I have before you. God, please bless my children. God, please cover them with favor, right? And I list the names of the kids or, bless our staff versus my prayers of going through everybody that's in my life and asking God to bless them. Even that can become burdensome. But I know something that lifts a burden, and that is praising him, thanking him, praising him. Thank you, Father, that I am alive. Thank you, Lord, for this roof over my head. Thank you, Lord, for all these precious people that I work with. Thank you, Father, for the beautiful blessing that I even get to know you. Thank you, Lord, for your word, this great manual that is teaching me how to live. Thank you for the food that I'm going to ingest today. I mean, just go through that time of Thanksgiving, and it's a de-stressor. It makes us as small as we are, him as big as he is, and it kind of starts the day in a totally different flavor. I really recommend that as a powerful de-stressor. And so if you're good at following directions, then let it be that every day that you start that day with that place. Let it be that when you're in your car driving to the office, that you are just praising him instead of letting the tasks and the problems and the cares and the worries of this life be the thing that's in front of you, because often our prayers are filled with that, right? Our prayers are filled with what our cares are. Our prayers are filled with what concerns us, what we're worried about, what problem we're trying to solve. That's usually what our prayers are about, and oftentimes those are stressed out prayers. He's looking for faith, and he loves to lavish his children with his love and his peace. Get drunk, if you will. It's not the right word, but just, how you've probably been drunk once at least in your life. I know I have. It's terrible. But anyway, it's like your brain is just shut off to everything else and you're just being blessed. You feel that beautiful presence. That for me is a massive de-stressor. More than just prayer, but just praising him, thanking him. So thanks so much for sharing. I'm really, really proud of you. And what an awesome news story. And what a great gift that you passed on to somebody else. It's so awesome, Adeline, and I'm really, really proud of you. Okay, we got Cindy from Snellville, Georgia. Welcome to the show.
Hi. Yeah, I actually was completely stressed out yesterday. Completely stressed out. We've been doing War on Debt, and I had done really, really well with our grocery bill for the past 2 weeks, under $100 for a family of 6. And yesterday, for whatever, I went over my budget, and so that stressed me out. I got a text message from a friend. That stressed me out. My kids were hungry and tired, which was a big no-no as far as going grocery shopping. That stressed me out. But that's my fault as a mama. Yeah. And I was driving home, and I called my husband complaining about the grocery budget and all this stuff, and he was speaking life into me, which I really appreciated. But
what did he say? What did he say when you say he's speaking life? I mean, articulate what were the words that he said that really put life into you as you were speaking death with your complaints?
Well, he just told me, he said, honey, you've gotten the grocery budget under $100 for a family of 6 for 2 weeks in a row. Yeah. He said, so technically, even though you went over budget, he goes, it evens out. Yeah. He goes, you're doing a great job. He said, don't beat yourself up.
Yes.
This is only 1 week. He goes, you have next week.
Amen. Amen.
And so he just really just spoke life into me. And
he encouraged you. He encouraged you, and he recognizes the places where you have improved. And that is so important that we do that. And yes, encouragement is a great de-stressor. Encouragement and being around an encourager is a great de-stressor. Oftentimes, Cindy, I don't know if you find that about yourself, but my gosh, we live in our heads, and our heads are polluted with everything we're doing wrong. I remember about 14 years ago, I prayed that that God would send me a new friend. Okay, I hadn't had a new friend in a long time. I had a lot of new business associates all the time, new customers, things like that, but I had not had a new friend, like a kindred spirit of a friendship. And I just said, God, I'm asking that you send to me a new friend, someone that doesn't need anything from me, someone that doesn't need advice from me, but someone that we will be mutually encouraging to each other and will be like iron sharpening iron. And sure enough, man, a month later, I met that woman, and she's an encourager, and I'm an encourager to her. It's been 14 years. We've helped raise each other's kids. We've been a massive factor in our lives, in our marriages. I mean, this is the girl that I play cards with, and I might be griping about something I shouldn't be, and she says, die, Dani, die to yourself. It's exactly what I need to hear in that moment, and that was encouraging. Anyway, this is Dani Johnson. We're talking about different ways of de-stressing so we can have a better life. We'll continue after this.
Stay right here for more of The Dani Johnson Show. Did you know you can see Dani Johnson live and in person? Go to DaniJohnson.com and find out about our next live event. First Steps to Success. Register today. Call 866-760-8255 or go to DaniJohnson.com/FSTS.
My name is Chelsea Drinkard. I am 25 years old and from Tampa, Florida. And like most college students, I was a recent college graduate, got my first big corporate America job that we were told we were supposed to do. But I had a problem. Within the first couple weeks, I found myself crying every single day after work. I thought I was going to get fired. I was on a path to financial destruction, and I had no idea how to communicate with my family or my boss. Within the very first 6 months of plugging into DaniJohnson.com, War on Debt, and First Steps to Success, I annihilated $2,500. And, weird pause. I also increased my value so much by applying First Steps to Success and what you're about to learn right now, gems, that I was offered a promotion, and I received a 10% increase in my pay. When I did decide to leave, the business, I became so valuable, the CEO pulled me aside into his office for a private one-on-one meeting, asking me what they could do to keep me. Not only that, since then, I've just started, through War on Debt, I'm hosting War on Debt weekly classes. I'm facilitating War on Debt webinars. I'm living life by design, not by default, like the rest of my other friends who are stuck in debt in their 20s. And not only that, I'm going to Thailand for the 3rd time this November. I'm working with women and children rescued from the sex trafficking. So I don't know about you, but all I know is if you want to have better relationships with your friends and family, you want to increase your value at your work, you want to expand and grow your business, get more done in less time, I urge you, sit on your seats, pull out your pen and paper, turn off your phone, lean forward and hold on to every single word that Dani says, because this will change your life.
And now, back to the Dani Johnson Show.
You know, we are surrounded by so much advertising and so much marketing. People coming at us, touching the emotions inside of us that are driving us crazy, right? Stress. It's a simple little word, but boy, is that word packed with all kinds of pain. Stress actually helps to ruin, almost like a bomb, a grenade actually being thrown on your marriage. Everything is just gone out of control and everything is just bloody. body parts scattered all over the place. Sometimes that's how I felt even as a mother of 5 children, like, trying to manage everybody's emotions, from the teenager who's 16, dealing with all of her emotions, down to the 2-year-old, the 3-year-old, the 4-year-old. Just all these different chaotic things that were going on. It just literally felt like a grenade went off into our house every day, and I didn't really know how to manage that. But certainly on this side of the fence, where 3 of them are grown and married, and then 2 that are still left in the house with their emotions, not to mention moms. I got some. My husband has some. And then there's life, right? But we have been sold that there's ways to de-stress. Well, today I'm going to show you a way to save money while you de-stress. Free things you can do that can add more fun into your life, more peace into your life, and less stress. Okay, that don't cost money. Like, here's one way that some people cope with their stress. They go get massages. They spend $600 at a spa to have a spa day. Wow. Or let's go wine tasting to de-stress, or let's go shopping at the mall to de-stress. All of those things actually add more stress to you. You might have a moment of pleasure, but at the end of the credit card bill, how do you feel now about that massage, that spa day that you had? How do you feel now about the things that you went to the mall with, or that, wine tasting trip that you had? Yeah, and you spent $600 on some wine. Not to mention the limo that drove you. Come on, you know what you do to de-stress. But there are free things you can do. They're far more powerful than a spa day. Far more effective than a wine tasting. Far more effective than another vacation. So far in the first hour of the Dani Johnson Show, let me share with you some of the things that our callers, our precious listeners of the Dani Johnson Show, shared. Number 1 is more sex. Come on, we know sex decreases stress with your spouse. Sex. So even if you're not attractive right now to your spouse, if you begin to flirt with them, trust me, you feel better about yourself. So have more sex. You'll lose weight. Hello. You'll lose weight. Your backside will be where it belongs. Your thighs will be a little bit more firm. Your belly will start being in the right place. I better not go there. Anyway, praise, okay? I don't know who your God is, but if you don't have one, I'd love to introduce mine to you. And yes, I find that when I praise him, when I thank him for every tiny little thing, first thing in the morning, I just begin to thank him. Oh my gosh, I feel better as a person. Right? Thanking him makes me feel better as a person. That's crazy. But honestly, when you lavish your God in the praise in which he deserves, gosh, he lavishes you in his presence. And in his presence, there are no worries. There are no pains. There are no sufferings when you lavish yourself in his presence. Encouragement, being around encouragers. Come on, if you don't have encouraging friends, you got to do what I did. I had reached a point in my life where every one of my friends needed something from me, wanted something from me. They all had, it felt like I had tentacles inside of me. And every phone call was someone pulling something from me. And I just began to pray. And I said, God, I need an encourager. I need somebody that we can be mutually encouraging with each other. Iron sharpening iron. She doesn't need anything from me. I don't need anything from her. We're just walking along together in this life. And when I'm an idiot, she tells me. When I'm down, she lifts me. God, I need some, and God brought it right away. Within 30 days, I met my girlfriend, Mona McGrady, amazing woman who I've traveled all over the world with. And man, she smacked me upside the head when I need it. I smack her upside the head when she needs it. And we lift each other up when we need it too. So encouragement, so important to surround yourself. Pick them. If you don't have one, find them. Even encouragement through social media. The Dani Johnson Facebook page, that's one place. But there's so many others. Like if you're like, I don't know many places to get encouragement. Our page is a great page to do it, okay? Dani Johnson Live. That's on Facebook and also on Twitter. But there's other things. Read motivational stories. Read motivational books. Not those foofy ones, because they have you do some weird stuff. But anyway, laughter. Okay, that doesn't mean a movie. Yes, sometimes a movie is good for that, but get together with people. Find a funny person to hang with once a week, or at least once a month. Because if you're not laughing a lot, you need to have a funny person in your life that makes you laugh. Like purpose. I have somebody in my life that is that person. No joke. Yep, I do. And that's the reason. Okay, forgiveness. Huge. Oh gosh. Forgiveness is free and it absolutely de-stresses you. Gosh, you know, I hate to say this, but it's a reality. You might be perfect. I ain't. But man, when I am stewing over something that somebody did or that my husband did or one of my kids said, right? It's just like, I mean, how to say it. It's like a tractor. Those, you know, the I don't know, you call those wheels or whatever those things are that move it. You know, it's like chain. Oh, can you just hear that sound? It's so annoying. So much pressure. But man, I'm telling you, when you just choose to forgive instead of judge, instead of accuse who's been accusing you, instead of tearing down the character of someone who's torn your character down, but you just freely choose to forgive. When you do that, it's like 50,000 pounds have come off of your shoulders and off of your chest, and you feel rejuvenated again. Forgiveness is free. It's a massive de-stressor. Okay. And then prayer. Prayer was another one that came in the first hour of the show. Prayer. Yes. Come on. He says, bring your needs before me and I will hear from heaven and I will give them to you. If you are asking me in the name of Jesus, then I will give them to you. That's what he says. Oh, but I don't know. I've asked for something before. Hey, you ain't dead yet. Doesn't mean you ain't gonna get it, fool. Come on. He ain't done with you. Maybe you need to reach up with your faith and say, okay, Lord, I choose. I thank you in advance that you're going to answer this prayer. I thank you in advance you're going to answer this prayer. Just even saying that makes you feel better. All right, well, let's see what other people are doing to de-stress their life. Let's see, or what is causing stress in their lives. And maybe some people are looking for some help. So we got the phone lines are packed right now. 844-200-3264. Again, that's 844-200-3264. This is Dani Johnson. Mondo from California, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hi. So,
Dani?
Hi. What do you do to de-stress?
Well, what I do actually is just I spend enough time nurturing, getting behind the veil, getting into the bedchamber, that secret place with God, and it took a lot of work, but once I got there and once that happened, then anything potentially that comes my way as far as stress, I've learned to take a step back and say, no, God, how is this going to affect you and me right now? And now,
wow.
I can't say that I bat 1,000 in that realm, but I'm more being led in the spirit in that realm than allowing my flashes to go nuts and haywire and just, feeling not wired right and things of that nature. And so that's what helps me. But my lovely wife, she is an awesome caregiver. We have she has two older Down syndrome brothers that live in our home. And there has been some tragedies in the past. Her mom had a severe heart attack due to stress. And then her dad was recently died, and he used to take care.
Wow.
And now we have him in our home.
Wow.
And my wife is the epitome of Proverbs 31. She is an emerald at best. She's an excellent organizer. She has yet to come to first steps, but that'll be someday. And so between juggling grandkids, because we do have close family that we help out with the kids, pick them up from school, drop them off, and things of that nature. And even though we have her brothers in a program that get picked up 5 days out of the week, she has so much on demand. But then at the same time, she thrives in that area.
Yeah.
But she's at the point now where, okay, the boys got to move out. We got to find a place and all these different things. She wants her life back. And so what works now, she is a prayer warrior. Yeah. She loves to worship. She's in the Word, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. And sometimes that's how it goes, right? So sometimes our coping mechanisms seem to dry out once in a while. And sometimes that means that we need something new. I'm gonna tell you about that. Last year, our family went through a really, really stressful time. And I came to the place of knowing, okay, I'm not equipped for this. I can't handle this problem. I'm lacking a skill in this area. I keep hitting my head up against the same door, no matter if it was painted red or blue or yellow. It's the same problem. I keep going thunk. And so I realized that I needed help. And sometimes we can put ourselves in a place where we are in a rut, but we don't know we're in a rut. And when I think that God finally reveals it to us, like, hold on a second, how did we get here? Were we not getting enough rest? Did we change something we shouldn't have changed? Did we have an expectation that was unrealistic? What can we do? And so that's when I began to reach out to people who had skill set in areas that I did not have it. And that has helped tremendously. I mean, outrageously. The wise counsel that God directed me to be able to get from people and to be fed by other people. And I got to tell you, there's somebody, I'm going to give you his name. His name is Pastor Jim Cymbala. He's from Brooklyn Tabernacle. Incredible man, incredible teacher. And every single day I'm listening to a minimum of one of his messages, sometimes 2 and 3 of his messages. And I'm finding that there's life being put into me through the truth of the Word of God, because we can get ourselves in such a one stream that it's just the same old stuff. It's the same flavor over and over and over again. And sometimes to shift out of a place of banging our head up against some of the same walls is we need something fresh and something new. And Pastor Jim Cymbala has been that for me. I've never met the guy. I know I will. No question that I will. But he's been such a blessing, and he doesn't even know it. He has absolutely no idea how much he's impacted my life. And so it's important to maybe, like, you've been in the same river, find a new river and see what happens with that. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with more after this.
Dani has helped thousands upon thousands get on track to living a better life. Don't go away. More of the Dani Johnson Show is on the way.
The whole story of how I went from homeless to millions is right here in this book, First Steps to Wealth. I'd love to give you a free copy of this book. Just dial 888-757-8880. You can get your free copy of this book. It's like a real book, my friend. You can get an ebook copy for free right now, or if you'd like to pay the shipping to get this $15 book to your house, I'd be happy to send it to you. 888-757-8880. Get your copy of First Steps to Wealth today and begin on a brand new path of some great success.
Prior to Dani Johnson, I was struggling in my business. I was drowning in debt. Me and Crystal weren't doing so well either. In the last 21 months since our first event, I paid off $36,000. We actually got engaged, which was the best part, and my business made $90,000 last year. And I've given over $5,000 to orphans this year as well. So I can tell you that this has changed my life, but I want to recommend that you come to this event and learn as much as you can from Dani Johnson.
I attended a First Steps to Success event, and after the skills I learned there, I started a home business. I've made over 5 figures in 1 month. Actually, I've generated over $90,000, which is way more than I ever did working full-time at my other job. So we have increased our income, paid off debt. More than that, though, we no longer have that pressure. It's just been such a blessing to my family. So, everything might be awesome in your life, but if you want to increase your income, pay off debt, improve relationships, live the life you've always wanted to live, I suggest you get to DaniJohnson.com and register for the next event.
After plugging into Dani Johnson, we made a covenant that we would either move forward together or we would go our separate ways. And in a matter of days, we sold his car, we bought our engagement ring. 5 months later, we were married. We paid for our wedding in cash because of the business skills that we had also learned from Dani. And we've since then more than quadrupled our income. And we've been together now, married for over a year.
And after plugging into Dani Johnson, we have paid off $196,000 in 13 months. My company has grown 90%, and I have relationships that I could never have even imagined with the ones I care most about around me.
Prior to attending my First Steps to Success, we were drowning in debt. We had lost a business. My second marriage was going down the toilets. I had no time and relationship with my son. And I was just a mess, and I was burning out fast. After attending First Steps and been to a few events, we have a thriving business that's gone international. We have paid off 65% of our debt. We are not just making money, but we're saving money and we're learning how to grow money. I have got a marriage that's gone from barely surviving to thriving, and I now have 2 children with whom I have so much time. I am not burnt out, stressed out, and all I can say is you've just got to get here.
This is the Dani Johnson Show. And now, here's Dani.
I'm excited. I'd love for you to join me in Haiti. You know, you just finished hearing me talk about this place, Kadwa. Could you imagine that you actually helped somebody whose home was completely destroyed and you don't even know this person? They're just overwhelmed. Stress is not even a word that describes their life now. They don't know where food's going to come from every day. We don't have those worries, friend. You know we don't have those worries. But a way that I have found that is a beautiful de-stressor and something that I will be doing more than I normally do in this next 12 months, I've highlighted 4 countries that I'm going to go visit this year. And I'm going to live in the dirt and serve people who have nothing. We usually do this 1 to 2 times a year. I'm doubling it. 4 times we're going to do it. I'm going to go to Cambodia. I'm heading to Dominican Republic, Haiti, and Nicaragua. Haiti is in December. Let's go together and help this village. Let's go and see what these people are living like. And I promise you, that's a de-stressor. When you get outside of your wonderful, affluent nation that you're living in, and you head to a place that has nothing, oh my gosh, the gratitude that rolls up inside of your heart, who you become as a person, yeah, the things that normally tripped you up and stressed you out no longer do. You actually get strengthened when you leave your luxurious, spoiled, rotten life and you head into a place where most people live around the world. How most people live. How we live in our country ain't what most people live like. I challenge you to go do it. And you got to start right here. Go to kingsransom.org and do what you can. If it's at $5, it is $100, is it $6,000? Help us build a home. We have 40 homes still left to go. 20 people have already moved into those homes. We're going to finish this year strong. We're going to finish it with a trip that if you are passionate about Kadwa, Haiti, then join me on that adventure in December. We're going to have a blast. All right, so we're talking about different ways of de-stressing. We've given all kinds of tips that are all free to de-stress in that way. Obviously, a mission trip is not free, but everything else that I've shared with you is. So are you stressed out? Do you need a de-stressor? There's free ways to get it. And we're hearing from our wonderful listeners of the Dani Johnson Show about how they do it. So Jessica from Texas, how can we help you today concerning stress in your life, and what are tips that you've used to de-stress? Hi, Jessica.
Hi there, Dani. Thank you for getting my call. Well, in my case, is stressed out by the decision I have to make. I'll share a little bit. I've been a stay-at-home mom for 6 years now. I've been married 8 years now. And I've worked on a very part-time basis to help out, but not bring in too much money. And pretty much we have lived a war on debt lifestyle even before meeting you. But I was raised by an Emerald dad, so he trained me well. And, I have taken over that department, so I make sure that we live very frugal so I could stay at home.
Yeah.
So I have that conviction, and because my husband and I have worked in the mission field before. When we got married, we had this vision and emotion that we were going to just do more for the Lord together. And then we got, to the point where we saw that we needed more money than what we felt when we got kids.
Yeah.
So I've tried to, just keep it in a way that, the conviction that we got, that, I should sit at home, I should be with our kids, and you go to work. Yeah. And the reality is I'm the one with the college degrees and with all the experience in the corporate world, but I'm still pushing that way. Yeah. And after attending your events, we were convicted about, really getting rid of that poor mentality that,
yes.
We've had all this year that, no, we cannot make it. And at the same time, right now I'm feeling the stress, or maybe it's a good stress, that I need to step out a little bit more and not feel like, all I need to do is be a stay-at-home mom.
How old are the kids? So everyone's under 6 years old, right? It's 6 on down?
They are 6 and 4.
Okay, awesome. Okay, well, hold on one second. Number one, what I have found also to be a free de-stressor is vision. And I remember as a mother, especially when I had all the little ones at home full time, I found that I lost vision and I lost the understanding of the purpose of the highest calling that's on the earth, which is being a mother and grooming my children to be people of great character, understanding people, understanding money, understanding God, walking with God, as well as a bunch of other things. So from time to time, I would lose the vision of the importance of my job. Now, I want to point something out to you. It's awesome you have a college degree. Okay, your husband doesn't, no big deal. It doesn't matter. I don't have a college degree. But I know people, in fact, there's a nation called India. And there's certain groups in India, it's a caste system. And I have a girlfriend of mine, her name is Rohini. She's an Indian woman. And her sister-in-law actually got her degree to be a dentist. The point of why these Indians send their daughters to major universities and they become doctors, lawyers, or dentists is to never work a single day, and nor has she worked a single day as a dentist. Not a single day. But it was about the growth of character, the diligence it took, the 8 years of schooling, the commitment. It was about the higher level of vocabulary, understanding, problem solving. And a dentist, a woman who's going to school to become a dentist, well, she married a doctor, a specialist of internal medicine who now has 2 hospitals. He owns 2 hospitals. I've known Chandran for 23 years now. So don't use your education or your past experience as an excuse to not be home with your kids. My recommendation is that you revive that vision of the importance of grooming your next generation for success, number 1. Number 2, if you still have a child at home, come on, honey, it's 1 more year till they go to kindergarten. And then that frees you up at that point to maybe invest some hours into an outside project, a project that you can work from home on a part-time basis that is not taking time away from your most important job and the most important calling on your life, which is being a wife and a mother. And so I say add something to your life only if it's not going to increase stress. Don't lose the vision. Being a mom is the most important job you can be, and do it well. Use the corporate experience that you have to do it professionally for your children. And once they're all in school, then look at some things you can do on the side. Build a business on the side. It's simple. There's so many things you can do online. There's so many things you can do in the home. Or if you want to work part-time, do that. But if the stress increases when you do that, then forget it. And so once my kids had reached a certain age and everybody was in school, then I started to work 20 hours a week again. I took 4 years off, actually, and did nothing. And those were hard but pivotal years. But 20 hours a week is what I found to be a sweet spot that I can still manage being my husband's wife. I can still handle being the mother. I've homeschooled for most of those years as well as built several businesses. So it is possible, but you have to let the stress be the gauge. And if it is, I need to work because my husband isn't providing enough, baloney. Don't you go there. Don't you go there. I don't care if you have to live poor. I don't care if you have to sell the house. Being with your kids is far more important than a house, than a car, than anything else that you could ever desire or want. Don't miss the time you have with those kids. This is Dani Johnson. That's it for today. We'll talk to you tomorrow with the Dani Johnson Show.
If this episode was an encouragement to you, go to DaniJohnson.com and share it with your friends now. You never know who else needs to hear it. This has been the Dani Johnson Show. If you want to hear more, visit us at DaniJohnson.com.